Yeah, what's up YouTube? Dirty Dan Gaming coming back with another Rise of Kingdoms video, and I hate to say it, but I told you so. We have new commanders, or new commander that has just been released. The new infantry commander, which is a SMITE damage commander. We're going to get a little bit extra goodies along with him being SMITE. We're also getting a new talent tree. So I don't know if I'm totally right in this, but I did call that these new infantries were going to SMITE damage. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, so we have Mr. William Wallace, the Guardian of Scotland. For anyone who is familiar, this is pretty much the character that is from Braveheart. So if you guys want a little bit of a history lesson on William Wallace, go watch Braveheart and you'll kind of get an idea. So William Wallace coming into the game, who knows when, but we do know that he is coming. This was posted on Rise of Kingdoms official social media pages. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram. So if you want a little bit more accurate, so go check it out. So William Wallace coming into the game. We come here with no peaceful intent. This is an infantry, versatility, and SMITE damage commander. Yes, you heard that right. Did say in the previous leak that new talents were coming. So we are getting a new SMITE talent tree. Now, I thought that infantry was going to have this niche of playing in the SMITE realm. Well, this totally changes everything, because now it kind of leans towards that we can potentially get more commanders or more commander troop types that are going to have this SMITE damage tree. So things just got really interesting in the world of Rise of Kingdoms. We have SMITE damage coming. We have new KVK modes with this advanced ranged weaponry that we're kind of like expecting to have like actual ranged combat. So things are getting really spicy. We have new graphics update coming soon. We are actually going to be streaming some fights in a stress test on the graphics update test server that we have access to with all the other content creators and the other players that were on that. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to check it out. But without further ado, let's get into Mr. William Wallace here. So commander skills, I'm going to butcher these. These look tough. Bas Auguste Y. Range requirement of 1000, deals SMITE damage to a target troop, damage factor of 2400, then deals extra SMITE damage to up to 3 enemy troops currently attacking this commander's troops. SMITE damage factor all the way up to 300. So this kind of looks a little bit like an anti-swarm on the second portion. 2400, pretty nice damage factor, is kind of normal what we're seeing. So new talent tree, new commanders, still no power creep. So that tells me that we're good for, I mean, we've gotten cavalry, infantry now, archers are coming up, and then we'll get leadership. So we're probably good for another power creep, probably, hopefully, for another year. Next year, we'll see on the next commander cycle releases, but the power creeps have slowed down. So again, be careful of how you're investing into these commanders. Wait to see some testing, but this does definitely look like a little bit of an anti-swarm on him. So it leads me to believe that this guy actually might be pairing pretty well with the new, with the other infantry commander that probably going to be the rally lead of the two. Scots while this commander troops is on the map, infantry units in their troop gain 10% health, 30% attack, and 20% march speed. Nothing stunning here, only 10% health. That's usually what we like to see, upwards of 20 to 25. Attack was a little high. So right here, I mean, kind of almost like a Belisarius, right? Like I feel like the stat pool wasn't exactly what we wanted from Belisarius, but I mean, look how Belisarius is performing in the field. Yeah. So, Lion of the North for the third skill. This commander's troops take 10% less normal damage. Whenever this commander's troop deals SMITE damage with a damage factor greater than 1000, there is a 80% chance that the damage will be increased by 40%. Whenever this commander's troop deals SMITE damage with a damage factor greater than 1000, cooldown of 10 seconds. And up top includes SMITE damage and damage dealt by basic attacks and counter attacks. So this takes, so whenever you see 10% less normal damage, I guess that is going to mean 10% less SMITE damage now. Potentially. So the second part of this is really interesting. So there's an 80% chance that the damage will be increased by 40%. So that means on his active skill, as he's proccing it 2400, that damage is going to be increased by 40%. That's pretty nutty. I mean, you're putting that in the realm of a Attila, which I believe you bring his normal damage up to 30%. And even in this Alliance Invictus KVK that we just got done running, and I was seeing exceptional trades with my Lucha and Alex by having support skills on him, which increased normal attack damage bonus by 25% from Joan and an extra 10% from a Tamar support skill. That puts you up at 35%. So you'll probably see somewhere in the realm of the trades. And I'm going to probably do a video on what commanders did good for me and what their kills were and all that special stuff that you guys like to see. So again, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe. So 40% damage increase is pretty good. You're only going to get that pretty much for his active skill, since he's going to be the leading troop type as Smite damage commander with the Smite tree. Fourth skill is Battle of Sterling Bridge. When attacking a troop on the map, this commander's troop deals 10% more Smite damage and 10% more normal damage. So I want to get some clarity on that, because I kind of assumed that 10% more normal damage meant that you're doing 10% more Smite damage. So does this mean that he's dealing 20% more altogether? I'm not sure, but I guess the Smite damage is going to be with the active skill, where you see the red skill damage or Smite damage in this instance. So you get the bonus onto that, and then the normal damage bonus is going to amplify how much that's going to be. So it's going to be multiplicative. So increase the Smite damage initially and then increase it on the back end. Well, how I'm reading this. If you're reading it a different way, leave a comment down below so we can kind of dissect that. Expertise Pro Libertate. Whenever this commander's troops uses an active skill or is slowed, it dispels all slow effects from up to 3 nearby allied and friendly troops, including this commander's troops, then grants them a damage absorbing shield, damage factor of 1000 for 2 seconds, cooldown of 10 seconds. So that is pretty good. I mean, the removing the slow is kind of to me, but the fact that he's giving 1000 damage factor shield to 3 nearby troops, one of them is going to be himself, is pretty damn good. That is kind of leading me towards, I kind of want to try this guy out. And then I think the next screenshot is going to be the true test, right? So I think on first glance for William Wallace and all of his skills, they're okay. He's got some damage here. He's got anti-swarm on the back end of the first skill, a mediocre stat pool, I want to say 10% health, 30% attack, and some march speed. This is pretty nice with the normal damage reduction, and then the damage boost that he is going to be getting on his Smite damage. And he's getting the extra Smite damage bonus here as well on top of the normal damage bonus, which is going to amplify the Smite damage. And then also it's going to increase those little nice white numbers for you. And then this giving him a little bit of a shield. So, I mean, pretty good. And then I think if he's going to be paired with this rally commander, you can expect that that shield is going to be very good, especially for swarm scenarios, right? So we just got Eleanor, where she's kind of buffing the troops around the structure for those that are fighting and or swarming down rallies. And then this guy now is kind of coming in and saying, hey, well, I'm going to give a shield to those who are swarming with me, right? So it kind of alludes to that famous scene in Braveheart a little bit. Now let's go check out the Smite damage tree. So they only gave us 4 points here. There's still going to be a few over here that we don't know about. So they only gave us a little bit of a sample size test. But in order to get to, let's see here, tree wise, I guess you can kind of just go up these lines and straight up to 2 and 3 if you really wanted to. And then if you wanted to get to, oh no, you'd have to go all the way around, I think. No, you can go straight up, I think. And then just to get 1, you're going to need to go up both sides. So we only have 4 right now, but some of these look pretty good just to start with. So talent point number 1 is to the bitter end. 3 points. Every 10 seconds after this commander's troops enter battle, it gains a 2% bonus to all types of smite damage dealt, up to 10%. So calculate that into skill damage. 10%. I don't think we have a 10% skill damage boost on any of the trees. I think maybe the highest we go up to is 9%. And then you have a cumulative effect, which I think brings you up somewhere into like maybe the 15 to 20. So pretty good there right off the jump. Thick skin, this commander's troops going to take 6% less skill damage. We see that in the skill damage tree as well, so kind of normal there. Fight or flight, whenever this commander's troops deal any type of smite damage, all troops hit by the damage lose 45 rage. We're seeing this a lot more now. We saw it with Belisarius. Now we're seeing smite damage commanders where these debuffs onto rage are really starting to kind of pile up now. So you might see meta shifts in terms of what accessories to bring into the field. Maybe the Cowrick war drums are something that are going to be essential for 5 troop marches now. And commanders like William, who people like myself have not benched, but with Huo Belly, I do still have William in my lineup, but William being more viable, Joan Prime being more viable as those commanders who are giving you and buffing you some rage in the field, along with Cowrick war drum. So that'll be very interesting to see as well. And then Thunderous Strike over here, which is going to be the top of the smite tree. Whenever this troops deal any type of smite damage, there's a 30% chance damage will be by 10%. So that would stack with the 4th skill of William Wallace, I believe it was 4th skill, 3rd skill, I believe. So 40%. So that could go all the way up to 50% damage boost. This guy just looks like a nuker. He looks exactly like what your skill damage commanders from with the skill damage tree look like. They're straight nukers. I think this actually offers a little bit more punch, while as these skill damage trees, they're offering that punch, but they're also they're saying, hey, I want to generate as much rage as possible with the feral nature at the end. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we get with the next commander. I will definitely be making a video on that as soon as we get those screenshots released. Expect it to be a rally lead commander, and it's probably going to pair with William Wallace in the field for rally leads. And then it's going to be very interesting to see how the current smite damage commander Liucha is going to pair with William Wallace. And then we have the question is Liucha going to get a smite damage tree as well, or is it going to stay with an attack tree? That is going to be very key that we need to pay attention to. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like button, consider subscribing, and if you have any thoughts on William Wallace smite damage tree in the direction of smite damage for Rise of Kingdoms, leave a comment down below and we can discuss in further videos. With that, I'm out. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Peace.